Hello and welcome back to Euro Roundup. This is the show where we take a deep dive into the good and the bad from around continental football. I'm joined today by Joe Tomlinson. Oh, what a treat.
Thanks for having me. Let's kick straight off with a winner then. Has to be Gonzalo Higuain and Juventus. A great result on the weekend, Pat.
Oh yeah, the Argentinian absolutely starred in a 3-0 destruction of Empoli to leave Juve 4 points clear at the top of Serie A. It was an absolutely fantastic performance from the Argentinian, and he's now got 6 in his first 7 games for Juve. Compare that to 3 in his first 7 at Napoli, and you see that this is now a striker truly at the height of his powers. Now, he couldn't have scored 2 more different goals in this game. The first came from a flowing move that came from the back line all the way up the pitch before he banged it in left-footed from outside the box, while the second harried the defenders, pressed them until a back pass was just that little bit too short and he latched onto it to add another. Really good stuff from Gonzalo Higuain.
Yeah, and Juventus as a whole, and particularly Max Allegri. Juventus actually had 26 shots in this game. That is complete domination. Yeah. And like I said about Allegri, a great substitution on the hour mark. Taking off Khedira, bringing on Lamina at 0-0, and it really paid dividends. Of course, went on to win the game through Gonzalo Higuain, but it was that substitution that was the catalyst. However, he might well have a problem. When the Khedira was substituted, the big German had a few sneaky words with Allegri, so we'll be interested to see whether he starts next game. Nevertheless, they've got abundance of midfielders, a great result, and Higuain bagging in goals. They have to be one of our winners.
Our first loser of the week is Zinedine Zidane. The Frenchman had a game to forget as Real Madrid drew 1-1 at home with tiny little Eibar. Now, Eibar are so small that their home stadium only seats 6,300 people. Real Madrid have now drawn 3 La Liga games in a row and 4 games in all competitions. They cannot buy a victory.
Yeah, it's a bit surprising. Of course, they went on a 16-game winning streak before that, and then I just wonder whether that one draw might have knocked their confidence in recent weeks. That's why they've gone on 3 consecutive draws. However, I felt midweek they really should have seen that game out against Borussia Dortmund. Of course, Schürrle scoring a banger in the last few minutes to clinch a 2-2 draw. Nevertheless, still behind Atletico in La Liga on goal difference. And in fact, on goal difference terms, they're behind Barcelona as well, despite the fact that Barcelona sit 4th in La Liga. And one point you can put that down to is the fact that Cristiano Ronaldo hasn't hit the ground running after a fantastic European Championship campaign where he of course won the trophy. He's come into La Liga. He scored just 1 in 5 games. That's the first time he hasn't scored for 3 consecutive games in over a year. Quite incredible numbers for Cristiano Ronaldo. However, Gareth Bale is still pumping the goals in.
Yeah, well, he netted in this game, and actually that was his 50th La Liga goal. It's only taken him 87 games. Truly impressive stuff. And actually 8 of his last 14 goals have been headers. He's really dominant in the air. And look, Real are dominating games too. They were the better side overall. They still have most of the territory, most of the possession, most of the chances, except in this game, actually, they had fewer shots on target than Eibar. Overall, they're still playing pretty well, and we're sure that at some point, things will click again. But for the time being, the attack just is not functioning.
Our next winner is actually a Valencia player, Pato, and it's Diego Alves, isn't it?
Yeah, now Valencia lost 2-0 to Atletico Madrid on the weekend, but their goalkeeper, Diego Alves, was genuinely sensational. He saved 2 penalties in a game for the first time as a player. He saved 1 from Griezmann, which frankly anyone could do at this point, and he saved 1 from Gabi as well. He made 8 saves overall. No keeper has done that in La Liga for more than 2 years now. Now, his record for Almeria and Valencia is nothing short of sensational. He's the best penalty stopper in the world. He's faced 45 penalties, 21 of those have been scored, 2 have been missed, and he saved the other 22. He saved more than 50% of the shots that he's faced. That is unbelievable.
Although Antoine Griezmann is horrendous at penalties, the sooner Diego Simeone gets him away from that white dot, the better. He has honestly been terrible. 3 out of 4 penalties in La Liga he's missed, 2 out of 3 in the Champions League as well, and that shocker in the Champions League final against Real Madrid last season. Really poor stuff from Griezmann. Gabi as well, absolutely no excuse. Scored 6 out of 6 before this game, then missed as well. 2 penalty misses in the game. You're lucky to get a win. Maybe it's time Kevin Gamero took the mantle forward and started taking the penalties, because he's playing really well. Starting to combine nicely with Griezmann. Those two are forming a really nice partnership. He's assisted Griezmann Griezmann 3 times so far this season already. So really hoping the Double G starts scoring loads of goals to take on the MSN and the BBC. Fingers crossed. However, Diego Alves, what a performance, possibly the best performance of your career. It's no wonder that Barcelona tried to sign him in the summer as a replacement for the outgoing Claudio Bravo to Manchester City. Hell of a performance and definitely the best penalty saver in the world.
Our next losers of the week are Borussia Dortmund. They lost 2-0 away at Bayer Leverkusen. Now, they had the chance to go 1 point behind league leaders Bayern Munich in this game, but they lost and they remain behind Hertha Berlin in third. The goals came from Mehmedi and Javier Hernandez. Javier Hernandez actually has 6 of Bayer Leverkusen's last 7 league goals. Dortmund had 70% of the possession in this game. That's a huge amount, but they only had 10 shots to Leverkusen's 11. They had 4 shots on target to Leverkusen's 6. So they weren't doing enough with the ball despite how much they had it.
Yeah, but I think massive praise has to go to Roger Schmidt for this. The pressing system he operated really took it out of Thomas Tuchel's side. The likes of Ousmane Dembele was very deep, Christian Pulisic was very deep, and these two dynamic wingers have caused teams real problems all season, but they just couldn't because they were pushed so far back into their own half. However, for Borussia Dortmund, it's happened again. They put together a really nice run of 3 consecutive wins in the Bundesliga, and then they let it slip, similarly to how they did against Red Bull Leipzig. One man I want to highlight particularly, summing up Borussia Dortmund's poor day at the office, Sebastian Rode. I'm really not sure where he fits in this side. They've got the likes of Julian Weigl, fantastically defensive, the likes of Castro, who's getting on the goals, getting on the assists. They've even got the likes of Guerrero playing in midfield. I'm not sure where Rode operates. He doesn't make much defensive contribution. In this game, he just 4 interceptions, no tackles, and yet again, no assists, no goals. So I'm not sure he's great going forward. Be interesting to see what Thomas Tuchel does with him. However, Pato, are they still going to finish second, do you think, in this season?
Yeah, they certainly look like favourites. If Leverkusen want to challenge them for that second place position, they're going to have to keep putting in performances like this. But what do you guys think? Is it going to be Dortmund? Is it going to be Leverkusen? Or could either of them, shock of shocks, upset Bayern Munich for the title? Let us know in the comments below.
Our final winners come from France, and it's actually the Principality Monaco, Pato.
Yeah, they played Metz away from home and they won 7-0. Now, they had 14 shots in this game and fully half of them went in. The scoring was opened by Thomas Lemar, who has been linked with Atletico Madrid. He's been linked with Tottenham and Arsenal as well, a great creative midfielder. He opened it up, and then there was a sending off. Doucouré got sent off for Metz in the 59th minute, and that truly opened the floodgates. A real humiliation.
Yeah, Fabinho, I want to point out as being the key player for Monaco here. He got on the score sheet, scored the 4th goal. However, the best stat of the weekend maybe, he made 10 tackles in this game. 10 tackles. Wow. The whole of the rest of the side managed 12 between them. That's how dominant Fabinho was. What a performance from him, and 7-0 away from home. Fantastic work from Monaco. Big props to you. You probably got the best result of the weekend.
Our final losers of the weekend are Bayern Munich.
Yeah, they are. They drew 1-1 at home to Cologne. A really poor result for Carlo Ancelotti, despite the fact his side created 27 chances on the day to Cologne's 5. Now, of course, Peter Stöger's side set up in a bit of an unusual hipster, you might say, 3-1-4-2 formation. He had kind of a midfield triangle going on. However, that midfield triangle only made 1 tackle in this whole game. His wingers, Riese and Rausch, actually made 6 between them. I think that really shows to you how Bayern Munich were trying to avoid a congested midfield in that 3-1-4-2 formation and to use the width, specifically through the likes of Koeman.
Well, yeah, we actually did see them use the width in this game, and they had some success there. Robben completed 7 dribbles, Bernat completed 5 and got an assist. Xabi Alonso actually racked up 5 key passes in this game, but Coman and Lewandowski simply couldn't finish. They were dispossessed 5 times between the two of them, which is really unimpressive. And actually, it fell upon Joshua Kimmich yet again to score the goal. He's now got 5 in 5, but the scores were levelled up by Anthony Modeste late on. He had a great game. He won 4 aerial duels over Hummels and Javi Martinez, really dominated them in the air. And it's a fantastic point for Cologne, but it's a disappointing result for Bayern Munich, just 1 point ahead of Borussia Dortmund now. So that was Euro Roundup for this week, but who did we miss out and who deserved a shout out? Let us know in the comments below.
And if you enjoyed this video, click right here for loads more great content. And as always, guys, please do like and subscribe.
Catch you next time.